This is a Next Weather Alert from CBS News Miami.
Good afternoon, and thank you for joining us. I'm Najahe Sherman, and welcome to CBS News Miami's 4 p.m. Quickcast. It is a Next Weather Alert day. Flooded streets in Cutler Bay as the rain pounded the area all day long. It's also creating difficult driving conditions. This is a look at the Dolphin Expressway earlier. This is near Miami International Airport, and you can see the rain slowing down traffic. Let's get right out now to Next Weather Chief Meteorologist and Hurricane Specialist Ivan Cabrera. Tough conditions for the evening commute.
Another mess out there for the morning commute, for the midday commute, whatever you're doing outside. It is raining, and it's going to continue to intensify as we head through later on today. So let's get you up to speed on what is going on, because the Next Weather Alert, I've extended that through tomorrow morning, because the rain is not going to end until then, and then we're going to have an abrupt finality here by midday tomorrow, and we'll shut off the rain chances, which is excellent news. We need to dry out here. Too much rain in a short amount of time. Weather Service also has extended the flood watch, which means conditions obviously very, very favorable for flooding because of all the rain that we have had, another 2 to 4 inches. So this goes until tomorrow morning, and you'll see that on our Next Weather Rain Tracker. We'll be able to start getting into some drier air here. But for now, it is wet, and it's going to continue to stay that way. Now, right now, it's manageable rainfall. Broward, just some light rain. Miami-Dade, a few pockets of moderate rain. Really, the bullseye has been over the Keys, but rain as heavy as that is not going to stay down there. It's going to continue to migrate up to the north the next few hours. So take a look at this. I mean, this is just a swirling mess here of rainfall. So on and off, heavy at times, continuing, not just through this evening, but I think this goes again through tomorrow morning as we have more on the way with additional accumulations of anywhere from 2 to as much as 4 inches. That's going to be an issue, not just for the morning commute, but I think through the overnight hours as well. That's going to set the stage for some very wet roads and dangerous conditions, because the rain is, I think, going to be heavy enough to allow for visibility to come down as well. So just be careful as you're driving around. I don't expect a severe weather threat with winds as an issue. This is mainly going to be now a flood event that will end by the time we get into midday tomorrow. Let's check in on the additional rainfall. The potential additional rainfall of upwards of 2 to 4 inches. There could be pockets of even higher amounts. We've been seeing that down towards the Keys today. That's the kind of atmospheric moisture that we have available to us here, so that's going to be an issue. Now, Saharan dust, where are you? We need you. It's coming. Look at this plume from the continent of Africa traveling through the entire ocean here, and the highest concentration, in fact, right now is approaching us here. So that is going to bode well, I think, for drying things out heading into the latter part of the week. So we're talking about Thursday and Friday. Tomorrow, that area of low pressure moves up to the north, so I think we'll be in better shape. But you can see all this dust coming in. Now, that's going to be not going to be on the ground. We're not going to have breathing issues. That's up top. So the showers that will develop won't have too much luck here, because it's going to get shut down by all this dry air. So that's good news. And we always, of course, talk about a hurricane season with the Saharan dust diminishing, any kind of seedling that is out there as far as tropical waves. I mean, it is basically cloudless across the central and eastern Atlantic. But close to home, we have this area that is being monitored by the National Hurricane Center. You see the X there? That's where the development could occur. Again, this is a low chance of it happening, but there is some spin depicted here by the models. This is our Next Weather Tropical Tracker. Watch as I put this in motion. You'll be able to see that broad spin going up into the Carolinas. We don't like to see that. I think this is going to still have a front attached to it, so I don't think this has a very good chance of becoming a unique entity as far as a tropical system here. We may get a subtropical, but the important thing is they're going to get some heavy rain, and then this thing is going to push out towards the east. But I still think it's going to be kind of a hybrid deal there. And for us, no impacts after tomorrow. I mean, we're getting the impacts now. It's just not a developed system, just getting a lot of tropical moisture. So again, Next Weather Alert through tomorrow. We'll shut that down in midday as the rain goes away. Look at these rain chances coming down with that Saharan dust, 30%, manageable stuff, but then the heat returns through the upcoming weekend.
Right, a rough day out there, Ivan. Thank you. Take a look at this. This was the scene outside Romo's restaurant in Opa-locka. They were forced to close early. Flood waters made it inside of that restaurant. Parts of South Miami-Dade have been getting heavy rain all day. Some streets turning into rivers. This was part of the scene out in Cutler Bay. CBS News Miami's Morgan Reiner talked to residents just a short time ago.
Right now it looks like I'm standing in the road because it's one continuous river, but really I'm not even standing on the sidewalk. I'm in the parking lot off to the side, and you'll notice that cars here are driving for the most part pretty slowly, but neighbors in this area tell me the water gets so high it'll eventually go above the median, and you'll see cars driving closer to the median, but he told me, the neighbor, that that's a danger in and of itself because cars, if it's not the water, will get stuck in potholes. This is cell phone video we took as we were driving down Gabriel Hernandez's street in Cutler Bay on Southwest 97th Court. You can see we questioned whether we would make it without stalling, so we started reversing.
Well, you can see that pretty much the drain system doesn't work.
On rainy days like this one, he says he tries not to leave his house.
If it's raining real lot this much, we'll stay home.
Because the main street closest to him, 216th Street, looks like this. Water rises so high, sometimes it will cover the median of the road. One neighbor who did not want to go on camera shared this video with me he took in May, where you can see the water covering the sidewalk and a woman's car that stalled out.
If you're driving, be sure to turn on your headlights, reduce your speed, and maintain at least one space distance between you and the car ahead of you. It's never safe to drive or walk into flooded areas.
Erica Benitez with Miami-Dade County's Emergency Management Department is reminding everyone of the seriousness of flooding.
Oftentimes hidden debris may just be under the surface, which can harm you or disable your vehicle. More than half of the deaths we see from flooding each year occur in vehicles. So remember, turn around and don't drown.
Benitez mentioned debris under the water that you can't see, and I want to point out that this water is only a few inches high, but it's murky, it's brown, and you can barely see to the bottom of it. She also added that all it takes is 12 inches of floodwater to take a car away. In Cutler Bay, Morgan Reiner, CBS News, Miami.
An important reminder, stay with CBS News Miami for continuing coverage on this next weather alert day. We're going to have the very latest in live team coverage tonight starting at 5. Community leaders in Overtown are searching for solutions. That's after a mural of baseball legend Jackie Robinson was defaced. 2 minority communities were targeted. Someone put hateful words and symbols over the images this weekend. The artwork surrounds Dorsey Park in historic Overtown. Community leaders want whoever did this caught. They are calling for increased police presence.
There's some members here in this local community that have called for cameras to be placed in areas that recognize our fallen heroes. So we're asking that leaders come together and make that happen so that we can protect and safeguard the art, culture, and history right here in Overtown.
The rain is slowing down attempts to restore the murals. They hope to have it touched up by this weekend, and they have plans to redo the entire project in the long term. The Florida Panthers are headed to Canada. Chopper 4 over Fort Lauderdale Hollywood International Airport as the Cats boarded their flight this morning. The team is traveling more than 2,500 miles to Edmonton for Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Final tomorrow night. And Mike Cunho is in Edmonton for the Cats' arrival and Games 1 and 2 of the Stanley Cup Final. Look out for his live reports coming up on CBS News Miami at 5. School is almost out for summer, but not for one South Florida teacher who will actually spend the break doing homework. Her story is coming up.
Miami Proud is presented by FPL, working for you every single day. Learn more at fpl.com/value.
This week's Miami Proud is about a teacher who will spend her summer doing homework, and it's all thanks to her students and an international fellowship. CBS News Miami's Tanya Francois visited her classroom to learn why her students feel she is so deserving of this honor.
5 National Geographic Grosvenor Teacher Fellowship.
Dr. Precious Simonette really likes being a teacher.
I want my students to be proud of me.
And proud they are.
It's a certain type of comfort you get from her as a teacher that you don't get from many teachers that you've met. And she's just one of those special gems.
I think Dr. Simonet could honestly serve as my second mother at school. There'd be times like I do a lot in school and sometimes it gets really overwhelming for me, and she's always there for me.
Dr. Simonet teaches various writing courses at Miami-New Orleans Senior High. She says by allowing teenage emotions, thoughts, and feelings to leave their hearts and minds to be placed onto paper is how she's able to get her students to open up, and it's easy to see just how much she really cares.
I like to see my students shine, especially when I know their stories. And I think that's probably the thing that I carry the most in my heart is when I know students, I know them, I know their stories, I know their struggles, and I want to be a part of not only the things that make them feel bad, but the things that make them feel great.
This is part of what makes Simonet so accomplished. Back in 2016, she was named the Miami-Dade County Teacher of the Year. There's been lots of awards and accolades in between, including the latest. This year, she was named the 2025 National Geographic Grosvenor Teacher Fellow.
It was a moonshot moment. Like, I never thought that I would be selected. I was like, yeah, Precious, you got like a lot more work to do. And then, when you get there, maybe you get your opportunity.
She'll spend this summer in Iceland learning about, of all things, the Vikings, which coincidentally also happens to be Miami-New Orleans mascot. Her students have also given her a complete to-do list. See, these tables have turned. It's the teacher who now has homework.
So they have completed an activity called 3-2-1. 3 things that I should look for while I'm in Iceland, 2 things I should do, and a question that I should ask the people when I come in contact with them.
Simonet says she'll take part in science experiments, do a polar plunge, and also go to Greenland. She says it's these experiences that become tools she uses to take learning to new levels. It's her students who ultimately gain the most. In Miami Gardens, Tanya Francois, CBS News, Miami.
And that's your CBS News Miami Quickcast. I'm Najahe Sherman. Stay with us for continuing coverage on this next weather alert day. We're going to have live team coverage coming up on CBS News Miami at 5 on air and on the stream. Have a safe day.